All right, let's talk about the Enkai wallet. But to really get it, you've got to throw out everything you think you know about digital wallets. We're going to break down what makes this thing so different, why it's not just another crypto app you've seen 100 times. Let's dive in. Okay, let me ask you something. When you hear the phrase digital wallet or crypto wallet, what's the first image that jumps into your mind? Seriously, what do you think of?
I'm willing to bet for a lot of you, it's things like banks, right? Or brokerages, big exchanges, maybe even just the wild world of speculation. And that's totally normal, because that's what we've been conditioned to think about when it comes to digital assets.
Okay, I need you to do me a favor. Take all those ideas, banks, exchanges, speculation, and just for a few minutes, push them off to the side. Just forget all of that. Because to really wrap our heads around the Enkai wallet, we need to start with a totally clean slate.
So where do we start? Well, funny enough, we're going to start by talking about everything this wallet isn't. I think this is the best way to just bust all the common myths right out of the gate.
All right, let's get crystal clear on this. The Enkai wallet is not a bank, it's not a brokerage, it is absolutely not one of those big centralized exchanges you're used to, it's not a marketplace. And maybe most importantly, it is not built to be some kind of speculative trading tool. Its purpose is something else entirely.
Okay, so if it's none of that stuff, then what in the world is it? The whole secret is in its core architecture. See, it's built on 3 totally separate layers, and I mean completely separate. Getting this part is, well, it's everything.
So here they are, the 3 layers. You've got the civic layer, which is all about something called proof of participation. We'll call it POP. Then there's the economic layer. This is where your tokens, your money, lives. And finally, the identity layer, which is your cryptographic decentralized ID or DID. But here's the golden rule, the most important thing to remember. These layers have a firewall between them. They do not mix, ever.
Let's dig into that a little bit. That civic layer, its main component, POP, is just a signal. It proves you participated. You can't sell it, you can't trade it, it's non-transferable. The economic layer? That's where the actual value is, stuff that you and only you own. And the identity layer? That's just a cryptographic key, basically. No personal demographic data, nothing like that. This separation is the entire point.
All right, so let's zoom in on that economic layer for a second. This is where things get really interesting. Think of it as your own personal economic engine. It's a tool that's all about giving you total control, sovereign custody, and a way to settle value.
So what's actually in there? Well, it holds the assets that are genuinely yours. We're talking about things like your normal fiat currency if you decide to hook that up. It holds the Jasmy tokens you can earn from participating with your data, JCT tokens from compute participation, and other assets that can work with the system. But the key word here is non-custodial. That means you have the keys. You and only you are in control.
And this is where we see a huge fundamental difference in how the word exchange is used. Think about a typical crypto exchange. What do? You send your assets to them. You give up custody. With Enkai, it's the complete opposite. It's what we call a personal exchange. It happens directly between 2 people, 2 nodes. You settle things peer-to-peer, and here's the kicker, you never surrender custody of your asset.
Okay, now for what is probably the most unique and maybe the most misunderstood part of this whole thing. Let's go back to that civic layer and talk about proof of participation, or POP. And I have to say this right up front, loud and clear, POP is not money. It's not a currency.
So if it's not money, what does it do? Well, its power is indirect. It's kind of like a key, or maybe a reputation score, that you build up by doing things in the ecosystem. It can unlock access to certain economic modules. It can make you eligible to participate in specific jobs. It can even act as a trust signal when you're interacting directly with another person. It opens doors. Now, just as important is what POP cannot do, and this is non-negotiable. You will never ever see POP as a balance in your wallet. You can't trade it for Jasmy or for dollars. You can't send it to your friend. It has 0 monetary value. It cannot be converted into currency. By its very design, it is firewalled for money.
If there's one sentence you remember from this whole explanation, let it be this one. POP routes opportunity, not money. Let that sink in. Your participation gives you a voice, it gives you access, but it is not a direct path to cash. It routes opportunity.
So you might be asking, why? Why go to all this trouble to keep these layers so separate? It's a great question, and the answer is, it's all about creating sovereignty by design.
This whole setup gives you fundamental guarantees because it's built on these unbreakable, non-negotiable laws.
What does that actually mean for you? Well, it means the system is just inherently safer and fairer. Think about it. There's no giant centralized exchange to get hacked. There's no way to do mass surveillance on everybody's transactions. You can't have algorithms front-running your trades. It gets rid of all that stuff. It's built for real, direct human interaction. You could almost call it human-scale economics.
And that brings us to the 4 big rules, the non-negotiable laws that are literally baked into the system's DNA. Law number 1, and we've hit this hard, POP is not money. Civic reputation and economic value are 2 different things.
Law number 2, your wallet is not a marketplace. Simple as that. It's your personal tool for control and for settling value, not some casino for speculation.
Law number 3, exchange does not mean giving up custody. You should be able to exchange value with someone else without handing your keys over to some third party. And here, you can.
And finally, law number 4, settlement is not speculation. This whole system is about settling real value that people have actually created. It's not about gambling on which way the price chart's going to go.
So when you put it all together, what do you have? It really boils down to this simple idea. In this ecosystem, your participation earns you a voice. That's POP. Your actual contribution earns you real value. That's the economic layer. And the wallet? The wallet is just the tool. It's the simple, secure way to settle the value that you, the individual, have freely chosen to create. It's nothing less than a tool for your own economic sovereignty. And that's the whole story.